what do you think of this idea?
Go ahead.
What if GM bought Dodge? Would
And
that be awesome?
then sank it in the ocean.
No. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wrenches in my top drawer. Hey, what's up, guys? This is MJ100K, and today we got to talk about Stellantis. Executives are leaving, and we have to figure out what is going on. All right, so this is an article from Car Scoops, and let's go ahead and check it out. I'll put the link in the description. Executive Momatha Karmathi, head of Stellantis software business, has left the company. She is the fifth top level executive to leave Stellantis in the past few months. So, this executive exodus is raising concerns about Stellantis stability amid significant changes. So, this is not good, Dane. We know recently that Tim Kuniskis has left the company, and
Yep.
also somebody named Jim Morrison. So, did you know who Jim Morrison was?
Yeah, he was over the Jeep, I believe, or maybe he was Ram, or maybe Tim Knisis was over Ram, and the other guy was over Jeep. Either way, that's I think believe how those guys fell into place.
So I
Hmm.
remember Tim Kuniskis. He was they call him the father of the Hellcat.
Hmm.
Under his direction is where a lot of the renaissance of the V8 Hemi, the Charger and Challenger, all the special editions that came out. He was behind a lot of that. Let's look at this article.
Yeah, those guys were also they're getting towards the end of their road too. They've been long time in the company. They were close. They're at their retirement age as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, or
Oh,
so. I mean, I would think. I mean, I don't know what their personal financial situation is, but if I'm an executive at these companies and I'm, late 50s, early 60s, I'm probably looking at retiring too.
she started back in '96 as a contractor, and then
Hmm.
a couple years later, she became an employee. She worked her way into a position as the chief information officer with Fiat Chrysler in 2019. So, about 5 years she was in her job, and now
Hmm.
she has quit effective immediately. She had a great track record of business development in Latin America and Taiwan, and she has left to pursue other opportunities. So, she hasn't retired, Dane. She has left and gone somewhere else.
Yeah.
Tired of the shenanigans over there. It looks
Hmm.
to me, it looks to me like Stellantis, they're over there in Europe, and they're trying to run this company kind of like with their European ideas. They're looking a lot more into miles per gallon. They told Tim Kuniskis that they weren't going to pay for any more credits so that they
Hmm.
could keep making the Hemi. In case you guys don't know, they have this whole government system where you got to pay for so many credits if your cars are not as efficient as they're supposed to be. Is that right, Dane?
Yeah. So you can earn credits too by having low emission vehicles or no emission vehicles like electric cars, EVs,
Hmm.
and other companies can sell other companies their credits too. So like Tesla doesn't have any vehicles that make emissions, so they have a lot of credits at their disposal.
Hmm.
And so they can sell their credits to General Motors, to Stellantis, to Ford. So they're essentially paying a fine in a way
Yeah,
to then have these, higher horsepower, bigger engines in these sports cars and trucks.
yeah. I don't know what they're thinking over there at Stellantis Europe, but in my opinion, they need to let Dodge be Dodge. Dodge and Chrysler and all those. This
Hmm.
is a very American brand, and they are making their vehicles for Americans. And I'm not sure if they're going to be able to keep the same customers
Hmm.
if they totally switch over everything away from V8s and having fun and muscle cars and all that. Like,
Hmm.
I don't think it's going to work. A lot of vehicles are sitting; they're not selling right now. There are some quality issues, and things are not looking good for Stellantis. Dane, what would you do to fix this? We need you to fix this, Dane.
Uh, well, you kind of have to ride it out a little bit.
Yeah.
It's not just Stellantis sales are down. Everyone sales are down. The government printed how many trillions or billions of dollars in the last how many years, and the massive spending people were doing is coming to a stall. Basic economics to a point. There has to for every Succession, there needs to be a recession.
Yeah. So you think they could ride it out?
Yeah, I think they can ride it out, and that's probably would be my strategy. Spend this time doing what you do best, doing some refining, keep working on a new product, and you'll come out the other side. Work on that new technology, and just understand things are going to be what it's going to be for a while. The problem with that method for these big companies, though, is that they have shareholders. They're publicly traded companies, and
Mhm.
those shareholders do not want to see a dip in their share value. So these executives are now left to make decisions they probably don't want to make. And this is where we get into probably some of the backdoor stuff that I've heard about. I'm not sure if you've heard about that's been kind of going on at Stellantis and some of these other companies. Have you been hearing about a lot of people getting like forced retirement?
Yeah, yeah,
These
I've heard about that.
small
They're
layoffs
tr-
that they don't have to announce.
they're sending a lot of jobs to South America, like a
Yeah.
lot of the engineering jobs. And Dane, I gotta admit, I do not have a rosy forecast for them. I don't think they're going to be able to ride
Mhm.
it out. They are probably going to go out of business, and they're going to Stellantis, the European part of it. The people in charge are going to try to sell off the brand in pieces. I don't think
It's
it's going to work what they're doing.
it's possible. They've been bought and sold a handful of times in the last 20 years. That
Dane,
whole
what do you think of this idea?
Go ahead.
What if GM bought Dodge? Would
And
that be
then
awesome?
and then sank it in the ocean.
No.
Yeah,
How dare you say that?
I don't think that's gonna happen.
I don't think it'll happen either, but I would love for that to happen.
If
You guys tell us what you think will happen with Dodge, Stellantis, Chrysler, all that. Do you think that they'll be able to ride this out like Dane thinks, or do you think, like me, they're going to go bankrupt and Stellantis will sell them off, and who knows what will happen after that? Let us know in the comments. Thank you for tuning in, and have a good one.
Yeah, see you guys.